Hi everyone, Paulo here. Welcome back to the channel where I make how-to videos from subjects like Mac tips, backend, Swift, Salesforce, and game development. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we're going to learn about event dispatchers. This is part 4 of my Blueprint how-to series. From previous videos, we learned about direct communication using direct casting, hard references, and Blueprint interface. This is very similar to Blueprint interface. With this event dispatcher pattern, basically a publisher is sending out a message and anyone listening to that message will be able to consume that. So when an event is broadcasted or dispatched, any object listening to it would be able to consume that message. So think of it like a magazine subscription. If you're subscribed to the magazine subscription, a new copy is out, you'll get a copy of it and then you can do whatever you want with it. So let's jump into it. So this is a basic level that I set up where I have this spear, I have these target points which will get swapped out with a different mesh material, and I have this cool looking mesh. When I interact with this mesh, it's gonna trigger the event, and all of this blueprints here listening to that event will receive that message and execute their own logic. Let's go. So when I hit play here, when I interact with this orb, you can see those target points started to appear, and with this new mesh, and then this orb, this spear changes its color. Cool. So let's jump into how I created this one. So starting off with a third person template, I created these 3 blueprint classes based on the actor class. So let me open one. So basically this just contains this component, a spear, and a couple of cube items, the ones rotated 90 degrees to create this cross. So on the spear selected, go under the event graph, and under the event section here, select begin overlap. And we want to check if the actor overlapping here is our BP third person character. If it is, we want to play a sound, a 2D sound, and then we want to destroy the actor. Compile and save. So basically that's that for that blueprint. Next is the orb. So on the orb here, we have the same, we have a spear collision, and we have that static mesh. So under the event graph, and select the spear collision here, do the same begin overlap. We want to do the same thing, check if the overlapping actor is the third person character. Then if it's the third person character, we want to fire an event. So we don't have an event yet. So under this section here, click on that event dispatcher. I'm going to name this orb touch. You could configure this to accept inputs and all of that, but for this tutorial I don't want to do any inputs. It's just going to be a basic event dispatch. So here you could drag this out and select call, and you would see this has that same icon, envelope icon with the blueprint interface. So when I hook this up, this is basically saying when I interact with that spear, call the orb touch, fire an orb touch event. So I'm gonna compile, save, and I'm gonna bring that into my level right here. And then next is the spear. So for the spear, nothing fancy here, no collision, just a sphere. And for the event here, I want to actually have a reference to that ball. So let's say orb, and for the value, for the type, select BP orb, and select object reference. So make it instance editable, and make sure you compile and save. So from here, I'm gonna drag out the orb. I'm gonna do a get and drag from here, and I'm gonna call assign orb touch. As you can see here, it created a bind event to the orb touch and calling this custom event. So we want this to happen on event begin play. So right click and select event begin play and hook this up. So basically once event begin play happens, we're gonna bind the custom event orb touch. If that orb touch happened, whatever is the logic here is gonna fire off. So here the logic that I want to do is set material, and basically I just want to change the material to something. So frame to this one and save that, compile, and on the content browser here drag that orb, and when I hit play, when I interact with this orb, it begins overlap. It's gonna throw an error because there's no reference to that one. Cool. To fix that, select that sphere, and under the default here, under the orb with the eye picker, select the orb that you want. Now, when I try that again, interact with that, now you could see that it changed its material. So now let's work on those what they call BP Hill blueprint. So here I'm gonna select all classes here and select target point. So here I'm gonna put them somewhere here and clone this. So target point doesn't appear in your level. When I play this, you won't see them on the level, but you could access those location and then you could replace them with something else. So with this two selected, I'm gonna open the level blueprint this time. I'm gonna go under that section there, and then from the event graph here, I'm gonna hold down the R key and then do a left click. So that's gonna put a reference to those two items that I selected on the level, and I'm gonna do the same with the orb. So with that orb blueprint selected, I'm gonna do the same here, but not create a reference to it. Instead, I'm gonna right click and say orb touch. As you can see, I have now access to that orb touch event. So basically when a message is fired, this would fire and then it could execute its logic. So here I'm gonna say, I'm gonna add a sequence because I'm gonna do something here. So I'm gonna get the actor transform location here, and then I'm gonna plug this to say spawn actor from class, and from there I'm gonna select BP heal, and I'm gonna connect that like so, and I'm gonna do the same thing, Control D, and for that one and then that one. So this is using reference on the level blueprint. So when I play this now, when I interact with that, you could see it spawned on that location those icon that I created. Cool. So that's it. Hope you like this video. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Cheers. Bye for now.